Now, let's talk about level of play so far. We expect to see 2 more games today. Zambia will take on DR Congo and Tunisia will take Cape Verde. Tomorrow we'll see Group C, Ghana taking on Senegal, and Algeria will play host to South Africa. Level of play so far, level of organization, like you did mention, the coach of coming out to complain about some certain things. Accommodation too has been some form of issue, but so far so good. From your point of view, what will you categorize? How will you classify this?
If Equatorial Guinea had not step into rescue SAF, I don't think Gladwell would have been talking of the Nations Cup by now. That would have been a big embarrassment to African football, the biggest football tournament in Africa. But they came in at short notice and they were able to do what they were able to do. Because when they hosted in 2012, they had only 2 stadiums. That's the one in Malabo and the one in Bata. But now they have 4 because they were hosting alone. They're not co-hosting any other country. So they have to co-opt Mongomo and Ebibeyin into the mix. So I think for the Gladwell, he has to, as much as possible, reduce his criticism. This is an opportunity to understand that sometimes when a person comes in as a stopgap measure, please try to understand. Equatorial at one point had to import the entire, at last they imported a pitch all the way from Spain down to Equatorial Guinea because they needed to host, they need to beat up deadline. People are working day and night to ensure that this tournament holds. But I think it's able to reduce that because as the tournament progresses, we're going to see some of the wonders in the international ball. This is just the first match. But we shouldn't blame it on Equatorial Guinea. After all, this team went to qualifier. They came to Nigeria on a Friday, beat Nigeria on a Saturday, so he didn't complain. If he had complained, so that's not even an excuse in the first place. So, given the quality of play, this is just first 2 games, but we're seeing some shocking results. I'm giving not the title. I'm giving a Cape Verde an opportunity to shock the whole of Africa. They are playing Tunisia. Remember, they were the one that accounted for Tunisia after before that boardroom point, before that
ineligible player.
So they are coming back again. So they've learned over time and they're improving. They are improving as the tournament progresses. By the time they get to there, maybe the next edition, you're going to see more of Cape Verde. It's a team that they're like dark horses, but they're doing that slowly. By the time they hit us in the face, we discover that Cape Verde will be competing with Nigeria. But I think so far, the results have been very shocking. But the truth of the matter is that the home teams is very key to every tournament like this, especially when you have massive followership for just one team. If they don't play very well and they crash out in the first round, I don't know whether they will buy tickets for people to come and watch.
But the good thing is that we expect good football from these guys. It's difficult to actually tip anybody in the country. Remember, the Super Eagles are not partaking in this particular edition, meaning by the 8th of February, the Super Eagles will not be lifting the trophy of the 2015 edition. I don't think anybody is missing the Super Eagles right now as it stands, Larry.
Well, the mirror, once you look at the mirror, you can only see a reflection of who you are. Nigeria should look at the mirror and see where our football stands. The mirror won't lie to you. We don't deserve to be there. So why don't we concern ourselves with CHAN, that will probably qualify for next year, and other tournaments this year, like under 23 and under 20.
Very painful, right?
The truth is bitter.
I'm saddened, but I mean,
it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean,
when we didn't qualify in 2012, we didn't kill ourselves. After all, Egypt has not qualified. Egypt is the most successful African country at the Nations Cup. Has not qualified for 3 consecutive Nations Cup.
All right. So go ahead and enjoy some football at the Nations Cup. I mean, we have other countries you can also look forward to, like he did say, Dumnodi, that look out for Cape Verde. I mean, this is a side that this is a country that we expect a lot from. Algeria, they've enjoyed #1 status for a while, so let's see what they can offer us this time around in this tournament. Having said that, let's talk about the English Premier League. As we begin to round off this segment, many games were played yesterday. I'm going to take you through the scorelines. The matches yesterday was Aston Villa played 0-2 with Liverpool. Other scorelines, we saw Burnley play 2-3 with Crystal Palace. Leicester City plays 0-1 with Stoke City. Queen's Park Rangers lost 0-2 to Manchester United. Swansea City lost 0-5 to Chelsea. Tottenham Hotspur 2-1 over Sunderland. Newcastle United played 1-2 with Southampton. Games to see today will be West Ham United taking on Hull City, and Manchester City playing host to Arsenal. That will be the Super Sunday. That's more like a Super Sunday clash. Now that's what it is. The scorelines, your game for you, Larry.
The most interesting game for me yesterday was the Burnley-Crystal Palace game, just because Burnley went up 2 goals ahead and Crystal Palace had to actually score 3 goals, to come back into that. And then Crystal Palace, remember that they're under Alan Pardew now, and, 3 games on the trot and they've not lost any. But for me, the most emphatic result has to be Chelsea away at Swansea. This is the 10th goal Chelsea has scored without conceding after that debacle against Tottenham Hotspur, losing 5-3. And as it stands, Diogo Costa 16 goals, Fabregas 15 goals, Chelsea 51 goals. they look unstoppable. With Manchester City to play Arsenal today, the lead could be unassailable by the time Yaya Toure returns. So good result, particularly for Manchester United and Liverpool, who went away and picked up points. So it means Arsenal, Southampton cannot afford to drop points.
And what do you expect from that game, Manchester City Arsenal?
Well, I think for City, they have to win that game to close up the gap from Chelsea. They had the opportunity of overtaking Chelsea when they had the game under the wrap against Burnley, but had allowed Burnley to equalize. But now they still have an opportunity. If they beat Arsenal, but Arsenal too still need an opportunity to close up on the top 4.
Yes.
So that's an opportunity. So it's a team that, for Chelsea, they want a draw. That would be fair for most Chelsea fans, so that they will still maintain their lead on top of the table. We expect, even if you go either way, but Chelsea will remain on top. If Chelsea wins, Chelsea remains on top. If Arsenal wins, Chelsea remains on top. But for Chelsea, it looks like a team that the only team that will challenge Chelsea this season is Manchester City. No other team. We should just forget about United. United are just comfortable just getting to the Champions League next season. But for the title race between Chelsea, it's either of the blue of United, of Manchester, or the blue of London.
Okay. All right, that's all time permit us to take. I'd like to thank you guys. But before we go, we'll give you live scores. The game between Real Madrid and Getafe is currently going on in the Spanish La Liga. It's 0-0. They've played about 44 minutes. We're going to keep tabs and keep track as you guys that. I'd like to thank you guys. I mean, it's going to be a very busy week. So many things to expect from the NFF and also from the Super Eagles. I mean, really. I'd like to thank you.
You mentioned Real Madrid, 22 games unbeaten towards 2014, and in 2015 they won just 1 in 4. So they need to actually win to keep the gap up or the pressure on Barcelona in La Liga.
They're just probably a point ahead of Barcelona. We'll leave you with the fixtures and the results of the Spanish La Liga. We're going to break as well, and when we do come back, Ken will be back to take you through the rest of the program. Join us again.
My brother and I love a good challenge. So, we decided to test our football skills on a journey across Africa. We cannot let strong pain stop us from being there for each other. That's why we choose Panadol Extra.
Panadol Extra relieves 5 types of pain: headache, toothache, backache, muscle ache, and menstrual pain.
Panadol Extra. When strong pain is gone, life takes its place.